Guys, my name is Fan, and we're gonna be reacting to the trailers that dropped while I was away. So, like I said before, I was on vacation for the past few days. Just got back, literally like 20 minutes ago. Got back a little later than expected, so I'm sorry about that. The video's coming out a bit later than I wanted to, but it's alright. We're here, so we're gonna do it now. I have already watched these trailers, and because it's so late, because I took so long to get here, in the past few days I've also watched reactions to them. Specifically, I watched Rurikon and Rage Gaming's reactions to these and breakdowns, so I might be rehashing a lot of the stuff that they said in their videos, but who cares? We're gonna go into it. We're gonna look at them in sequential order, starting with the Heavy Bowgun here. This is the first one that they dropped, and yeah, let's roll it. Right off the bat here, I'm going to pause. Just take a look at the design here. I mean, look at that, guys. It looks great. It's obviously just kind of like a standard iron heavy bowgun here. But something that I've been seeing pointed out is look at all the wear and tear on the weapon and especially the armor. Look at all the scratches on this armor set here. This makes it look so much more immersive, so much more used. You know, I mean, the armor sets usually are very like pristine and well kept, and you know, some of them have like damage on them, like in World and stuff, but it's never been to this extreme. This is how it would look like in the universe, right? Like you would get beat the hell up by the monsters, and your armor would be all scratched and smudged. So this looks awesome. And before I resume here, obviously I had the audio turned down a bit, and I'm talking over it, but I would highly encourage you to watch all these trailers on your own. And for the Heavy Bowgun and the Gunlance especially, listen to the audio, guys. The sound design on these weapons is insane. All the little like clicking and explosions and like bullets firing out of these weapons sound so insanely good. Oh my god, the audio design has been knocked out of the park on this game. So let's hear it, guys. Let's look at it. Listen to that. It sounds so cool. So obviously we got the basics here, and look at that. This is where our first change comes in, guys. Obviously, this is how it worked before. You had this bar, and you would spend it to use your special ammo. So you can see here he's firing his special ammo after he loads in the canister, and the bar's depleting. This is where it differs, though, guys. Once you used your bar up in Monster Hunter World, you would just have to wait for it to come back. But in this game, not only does it regenerate over time, it also generates when you land successful hits on the monster. This makes it a much more active playstyle. Instead of waiting to use your special ammo, just, you know, doing normal shots, not being able to, you know, really see any progress or any build-up on your bar. This is a much better change from that. You can actually see the progress. You're rewarded for hitting the monster with your normal shots by getting your bar back quicker, and I think it's a great change. I just think it's simply a great change. There's no other way to put that. Speaking of this bar here, look at the UI, guys. It's so clean. You got the bar there. You got the three, I don't even know what they're called. The three like big rounds above the bar. And then look at that. You got your little normal ammo underneath the reticle in the center of the screen. Also, if you didn't catch it, I'll rewind it really quickly. When you're in your ignition mode, firing special ammo, the blue bar is under your reticle as well. And you can see it depleting. Such a nice quality of life thing. Such a clean UI. I'm loving it. And look at this, guys. On top of the auto guard function, you can guard attacks manually. Now, I've never really played Heavy Bowgun, so I had to look this one up. In World, if you got a shield attachment on your weapon, you would essentially auto guard some attacks. And as far as I'm aware, you could only auto guard. There was no such thing as like manual guarding. But now they're letting you do it manually, which again adds on to that much more active playstyle that they were building on with the new meter changes as well. So this is cool to see. Heavy Bowgun's going to be a much more active weapon. You're going to be spending a lot more time actually doing inputs and doing stuff other than, you know, having your bar fill automatically and having auto guards only. No. You're doing all the work here, and I love to see it. Let's rewind that really quickly here. Oh, I went way too far back, guys. What the hell was that? So look, he guards, goes back, and then he has this little shot. Kind of like a counter shot? I don't know what that's going to be. This is the focus mode attack. Boom, look at that big shot, and then it explodes afterwards. That's some kind of sticky ammo, it looks like, guys. And that uses one of his 3 big charges. You can see underneath the reticle here, it used one of these focus mode bullets up. And when he rolls, he goes out of focus mode, and you see that those bullets disappear, meaning he can't fire them anymore. That's a focus mode exclusive attack, guys. And they blow up, and then look at this. Oh my gosh, we gotta rewind that. Dude, this is like the coolest attack. He pulls out this like attachment, these little 4 like spike prongs on his weapon, and then the monster hits it, and it just fires this massive explosion. Holy guys, that looks awesome. Also, get this up to 1080p at least, bro. What is with this quality? What? And then if you didn't catch that there, guys, right after this, if you listen really closely, you can hear he fired a piercing shot there. You can hear it going through the monster and hitting multiple times. That's just a little demonstration of the piercing ammo. And look at this, guys, right at the end. Like I was saying in the last video, I was hoping that these power clashes would be varied and, you know, a lot of weapons would have them. Look at this, guys. Oh my god, is that not the coolest thing ever? You're power clashing with the barrel of your gun in his mouth, and then you just fire it and blast him back. Is that not awesome? That's so cool. Heavy Bowgun is looking great. I literally, after watching this trailer, I want to play it in World to get ready because I want to play it in this game so badly. I mean, just look at how badass it is, guys. All these shots, you got all this explosive shit happening. That's so cool. And like I said, the sound design, literally the sound design alone makes me want to play that weapon. They nailed it. Also, something I didn't mention that I probably should. We see in this trailer, I'll rewind right back to the beginning so we can see it. We have rapid shots on Heavy Bowgun. That was previously a light bowgun exclusive thing. So rapid shots are now available on Heavy Bowgun, which is also dope. Super cool. Anyways, guys, let's move on to the next one, Insect Glaive here. And I like never play Insect Glaive, so pardon me. I'm not gonna be very useful on this one, I feel like. But right off the bat, we can see we're rocking Chotacabra gear. This is the Chotacabra Insect Glaive, and I'm guessing the armor as well. You can kind of see his colors and his patterns in this design. And we got some, like, you know, obviously we got the flashy mid-air Insect Glaive stuff, which is dope. Mobile weapon you can use while controlling a creature known as a Kinsect. Again, guys, I'm loving the UI up there. Look at the top left during this. And also, before you look at the top left, actually, look at this, guys. Underneath his reticle, before he even sends out his Kinsect, he has this little box underneath his reticle. And when he's hovering over the head of the monster, he can see, oh, I'm going to get red buff from that. It shows you which buff you're going to get from the body part you're targeting before you get it, which is so cool. People are going to be coming at me again, coming at the developers again, like, oh, you're making your game too easy. But guys, these quality of life stuff, like these changes, I don't think are too easy. I think it's purely quality of life. Because, dude, think about it. If in other Monster Hunter games, like World included, the only way to learn which parts of the monster gave which buffs was to just go in and trial and error it or look it up on the wiki. And that's really not that fun, guys. Trialing and erroring just through every monster, seeing what parts of them gave what buff, is not fun. It's just simply not fun. And on a lot of monsters, you know, it's similar. Like, obviously, the head almost always gives you red buff on every monster. But still, guys, really. That's one of those changes, those quality of life changes I'm glad to see. But yeah, again, directing your attention up to the top left here. UI is looking super clean. We got the Kinsect. And if I play it here, you can see after he grabs red buff, it shows up in the little beetle's shell at the top left, which is really cool. And then once he comes back, you can watch the little buff literally fly from the beetle into the slot. That's so cool. Such a nice touch, guys. Also, we have the, I guess it's like a beetle stamina meter to the left of the 3 buffs there. Not exactly sure what that's all about. Again, I don't play Insect Glaive that much, so you're gonna have to forgive me on that. But you can see it here, like while his beetle's flying around, this stamina gauge is depleting. But yeah, there's another clip. He gets red buff. And look at that, guys. This is the focus mode stance of the Insect Glaive. Look how mobile you are while you're using that. You're holding the weapon above your head. Again, that's the focus mode stance. At least I'm guessing it is. Technically, we don't know, but I mean, like, come on. What else would that be? And he's running around. Looks super cool. And look at that. He's doing melee attacks where the beetle is being sent out automatically afterwards. As far as I'm aware, this is not something that was really in-world. At least not, like, crazy. Like, there might have been 1 or 2 moves. But yeah, he gets the orange buff there. Now he's getting the white buff. And look at that, he's got all 3. He's powered up like crazy. Hitting the monster. And look at this, guys. The Kinsect is literally like following his attacks as he's doing them. He starts swiping and look, he starts spinning around up there. It's like Ice Climbers, bro. Or like Rosalina and Luma from Smash Bros. Like the Kinsect's just following your moves and like helping you out. It's crazy. It looks so cool. And we have the vault into that. And guys, I think this is our first look at a mount. Unless this is some specific like insect glaive stuff here. Look at that. He goes from a vaulting attack. Boom, he sticks onto the monster. I'm thinking that's got to be a mount, guys. And that's cool, because they didn't show off mounting it at all. And honestly, I'm surprised they didn't show it off in the basic mechanics video, because at this point in Monster Hunter's life, I feel like mounting has become a staple basic mechanic. It's been around since 4 Ultimate. They've made changes to it, especially in Rise and Sunbreak, but overall it's stayed relatively like samey. Like 4U and GU had almost the exact same mount mechanics. World changed it up and fleshed it out more, but you know, similar stuff. Rise is the only one that really like changed it. I'm guessing it's basically just gonna be like world mounting mechanics, where you can move from part to part on the monster, or you could brace for impact by holding down control or whatever it is to avoid being flung off. And then, you know, you just spam left click or your basic attack until you do your mounted finisher. That's what I'm guessing it's going to be. But we don't know for sure yet, so we'll have to see. And then look there, we got a little stab from focus mode. Shoots out the Kinsect like crazy. And then, guys, what is that? Spin move on top of the monster's head. Look at that. I've been seeing people say that's probably the mounted Punisher for the Kinsect Glaive. And that would make a lot of sense, you know. You're already on top of the monster in this attack. Unless it's some sort of focus mode move. But I honestly, with how cinematic it looks and like how set it looks, I feel like this is probably just the mounted Punisher. And we got some more spinning, some more crazy vaulting and hitting. It just looks so cool, guys. I'm probably not going to be checking out this weapon in Wilds because I've never really played it before. But, it looks dope regardless, guys. I mean, it's not for me, but it looks dope. And I'm loving the changes that they're making to all these weapons. It looks like you're going to have a lot more moves with this weapon that send out the Kinsect manually. Like as we saw earlier, the Kinsect was coming out automatically at the end of a lot of melee attacks, rather than you have to shoot it out every time. I feel like it's going to make the flow of the weapon much smoother. And, you know, just, it's going to feel a lot better to play, I feel like. Anyways, last but not least, we got the Gunlance here. This is a weapon I'm much more familiar with. This is basically like my second main melee weapon. This is the one I know how to play second best, I would say. So, without further ado, let's get started with this last one, guys. And I'm going to pause again real quick. Look at this freaking design. Oh my god, it looks so good, guys. Again, the scratches all over the blade of the weapon, making it look like it's actually been used in a ton of hunts, is so amazing. You've got this like charred look as well on the top of the blade and on the end of the gun part above the blade. It literally looks so immersive, guys. It just looks so cool. Like, it looks like it's an actual weapon that's been used before. Seriously, that's the only way I can put it. And also these like leather straps and stuff. This metal mixed with leather look is just so cool. Get a better look at the other side of it here. Oh my god, dude. I love the way this weapon looks. And I also love the way it plays, because oh my god, they made so many changes and they all look great. So here we just see some basic shots, some basic stabs, and basic shelling. Look at that, guys. That's our first big change there. And that's our second one. Right off the bat, we're going to rewind. So here we can see the hunter. She's doing side steps while using shelling. Look at that, guys. she's launching explosives while sidestepping. That has not been a thing before, and that is so cool. Oh my god. It just makes so much sense. Like, while you're sidestepping, why wouldn't you just pull the trigger and launch some explosives, bro? Like, screw it. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's gonna be so awesome. And then this looks even more awesome though. This like flamethrower, you launch all your shells out at once in like this arcing pattern of fire and explosions, and it just sends the Chotacabra reeling backwards. Oh my god, dude. That looks so awesome. And then the worm stake. Oh my god, dude. The worm stake looks so good. They made it like this, oh, I full screen by accident. We're gonna keep it theater mode, guys. If you want the full screen, watch the trailers on your own, because they're worth watching on your own, alright? Don't just be watching me. Go show some love to Capcom and watch the actual videos as well. But look at this worm stake here, guys. It's like got these spinning like blades on the ends of it. Instead of just exploding, it literally like spins on his head and like cuts it up. It's so crazy. And then we get the reload there. Just look at the way it pops out of the gun when you reload it. Oh my god, it looks so good. And the shells fly out, the empty shells. Like, dude, it looks so immersive. Here we see some guarding. And then after the guard, boom. That's like a counter kind of parry hit almost. You can see her shield here glows white for a split second. And then she follows up with an attack. I'm guessing that's a special attack that you can only do by countering the monster. And then look at that, guys. This is charge shelling. You know, obviously you have different types of shelling with Gunlance. Charge is one of them, where you can charge up your explosions and make them more powerful. This is the first time that we've ever seen you're able to move while charging your shelling. So cool, dude. Again, you're moving like really slowly, but it just lets you make those minor adjustments while you're charging up your shelling. Because, you know, it's just like Greatsword. It's annoying when you charge up a huge attack and you're, you know, waiting to hit the monster and they move like very slightly. So being able to make these slight adjustments is really cool. There we got the little uppercut, downward, and then a little like, this is a basic combo that's in the other games. You do the upward attack, downward slam, and then usually you do like a sweep and then launch the worm stake into them. But here they follow it up with a little flamethrower type thing again, where they launch multiple shells out. Super cool. And then here we have Wyvern's Fire. Looks so cool, guys. Holy. The way you just like, the way the screen shakes while it's charging up, like every single aspect of this game feels like it's just trying to pull you in. It's like, I don't know how else to say it. It feels like it's going to be the most immersive Monster Hunter we've ever gotten. The UI, the effects on the screen, the sound design, the weapon design. It looks so good. It feels so good. It just feels like you're going to be so like captivated by this game while you're playing it. And that's exactly what I was hoping for. Seriously. And then here's some focus mode attacks. This is like the craziest part of the trailer, guys. We're rewinding it. We're replaying it. This is the most badass shit I've seen in any of these trailers so far. You load up the worm stake and you're like, screw it. I'm not launching it into him. I'm just using it like a goddamn chainsaw and drilling him up with the gunlance open. Like, and then you launch it into him at the end of it. That is so badass, guys. Holy shit. And then we ended off with this explosive move here. Little Wyvern Fire by the looks of it. Another worm stake. And here actually, this is an important thing to look at really quickly. She launches the worm stake into the Chotacabra. Then she guards. Notice how her shield turns white here, like the counter we saw earlier. And then look at how quick she reloads. That's the guard reload, basically. In Rise Sunbreak, I think it was. I don't think it was in World, but I could be wrong. Memory's not super great on this weapon, but there was this mechanic where you could reload your worm stake while guarding. It was called a guard reload. Kind of self-explanatory. It looks like they changed it up slightly, so you have this like kind of bigger guard window here. Maybe you could go into a counter as well, like we saw earlier in the trailer, where she did that counter attack after her shield glows white. Maybe if she gets hit during this guard reload, she can follow up with some sort of counter. We're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, guard reload. They get that worm stake in super quick and use it right away. Like, that's crazy. And then at the end here, guys, I don't know what this is. They show it for such a small amount of time, it's like really hard to tell. My guess is that maybe this is a power clash with Chotacabra, which would be super cool because we haven't seen one of those yet. We've only seen power clashes with the Doshiguma. But this is what it looks like to me, because it looks like, Chotacabra kind of pushing back against this hunter's shield. She's sticking it out and sticking the lance into him, trying to fend him off. And then she pulls the trigger and blows him the hell up. It looks like a power clash to me, but again, we don't know. Because that's such a quick one. Like, on the Doshiguma ones, you can tell, like, both times, with the Greatsword and the Heavy Bowgun, like, oh yeah, that's a power clash. This one goes by so quick, I'm not sure. But that's what my guess is. Anyways, guys, those were all three of the trailers. It seems as though we're going to be getting one daily. They've been posting these one a day for the past few days. And it makes sense, honestly, because Gamescom is coming up on like the 20th, 21st or something. I don't remember exactly what day, but it basically gives them just enough time to fit in a video for every weapon daily before Gamescom happens. So I think that's what they're going to stick to. I think they're going to make one video per day about each weapon, showing it off, and then who knows, maybe right before Gamescom, they'll post one other like big like overarching mechanics video. We'll just have to wait and see. Regardless, I'm super excited to see what weapons are coming out next. I personally really want to see what they do with the bow because that's my main ranged weapon of choice. I also want to see what changes they're making to Hunting Horn because I have a really strong feeling they're going to be reverting the big changes they did in Rise and going for a more world-style gameplay because they changed the hell out of that weapon in Rise and buffed it like crazy. But I don't know. I feel like they're going to revert a lot of those changes and make it more like the world play style of it. That's just my guess, though. Let me know what weapons you're excited to see down in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.